and the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders 4th Revision, DSM-IV. Today, these classifications are principally based on scientific research and expert opinion, and, particularly in the case of ICD-10, on international consultation and consensus. As well as listing mental disorders, they provide clinical descriptions and diagnostic criteria that psychiatrists use to make a diagnosis of schizophrenia. See Chapter 4. Kraepelin first isolated schizophrenia from other forms of psychosis in 1887, but this is not to say that schizophrenia had not existed long before Kraepelin's day. The oldest available description of an illness closely resembling schizophrenia is contained in the ancient Egyptian Ebers papyrus and dates back to 1550 BC. And archaeological discoveries from the Stone Age have led to speculation that schizophrenia is as old as mankind itself. How was schizophrenia perceived in ancient times? In antiquity, people did not think of madness, a term they used indiscriminately for all forms of psychosis, in terms of mental illness, but in terms of divine punishment or demonic possession. Evidence for this comes from the Old Testament, and most notably from the first book of Samuel, which relates how King Saul became mad after neglecting his religious duties and angering God. The fact that David used to play on his harp to make Saul better suggests that even in antiquity, people believed that psychotic illnesses could be successfully treated. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took a harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. From the Bible, the first book of Samuel, chapter 16, verse 14, and chapter 16, verse 23. When did people first start thinking of schizophrenia as an illness? In Greek mythology and the Homerian epics, madness is similarly thought of as a punishment from God, or the gods. And it is, in actual fact, not until the time of the Greek physician Hippocrates, 460 to 377 BC, that mental illness first became an object of scientific speculation. Hippocrates thought that mental illness resulted from an imbalance of 4 bodily humours, and that it could be cured by rebalancing these humours with such treatments as special diets, purgatives and bloodlettings. To modern readers, Hippocrates' ideas may seem far-fetched, perhaps even on the dangerous side of eccentric, but in the 4th century BC they represented a significant advance on the idea of mental illness as a punishment from God. The Greek philosopher Aristotle, 384 to 322 BC, and later the Roman physician Galen, 129 to 216, expanded on Hippocrates' humoral theories, and both men played an important role in establishing them as Europe's dominant medical model. Only from the brain springs our pleasures, our feelings of happiness, laughter and jokes, our pain, our sorrows and tears. This same organ makes us mad or confused, inspires us with fear and anxiety. Hippocrates, 460 to 370 BC, in The Holy Disease. It is of particular interest to note that not all people in ancient Greece invariably thought of madness as a curse or an illness. In Plato's Phaedrus, the Greek philosopher Socrates, 470 to 399 BC, has this to say: "Madness, provided it comes as the gift of heaven, is the channel by which we receive the greatest blessings. The men of old who gave things their names saw no disgrace or reproach in madness. Otherwise they would not have connected it with the name of the noblest of arts, the art of